The buddy cop movie is 50.
You know me, huh?
Yeah, I hear you're the second best cop in LA.
That's funny. I hear the same thing about you.
The time-honored staple of chalk and cheese cops has been entertaining audiences for half a century and has gone through many permutations in that time.
Some things don't change.
Here we go.
The department has lost its insurance carrier. All the damage you've done, they can't get a new one while you two guys are still running around on the streets.
2 officers were shot. 1 man lost a pinky.
But didn't nobody die?
You destroyed half a city block.
That block was already messed up.
Though there are exceptions to the rule, a buddy movie is essentially 2 mismatched partners, usually police officers, who have to put aside their differences to save the day.
I'd like to volunteer for duty with the new,
Though some would cite the earlier In the Heat of the Night, film scholars point to 1974's Freebie and the Bean as the birth of the subgenre.
Hey, prick.
Look your shirt.
Took my shirt. Screw him. Hey, here, how's this?
Look your shirt.
Kiss my ass.
Directed by Richard Rush, who would go on to helm the masterpiece The Stuntman, this box office smash would likely be deemed problematic today.
He's a Cadillac salesman from Detroit!
Aggressively on PC, Freebie and the Bean stars James Caan as Detective Tim Freebie Walker and Caan and Arkin as Detective Dan Bean Delgado.
Yeah, this is all the friend you need right there.
The Lone Ranger.
His faithful companion.
Jesus Christ, are you lucky I'm your partner? Anybody else would have let you get killed years ago.
The fact that Arkin is a Jewish man playing a Latino is enough to make certain viewers froth at the mouth, but that's merely the tip of the iceberg in a film which happily insults anyone with a pulse.
You're a very, very bad man.
The plot is nearly incomprehensible, something about catching a mob boss. But it exists merely to engineer set pieces. Sound familiar?
Well, I told you, smart ass, but you don't listen. You know everything. You still think you're a goddamn motorcycle
I could
cop.
have made it in my Porsche.
It's a Ford.
I could have, though.
It's not your Porsche.
Could have made it.
It's a
though.
Ford.
Lousy power steering.
What will also sound familiar is a pair of disreputable heroes who spend the entire running time griping at each other like an old married couple. Superiors who shout endlessly at said heroes, and a series of action sequences which leave San Francisco in a hot mess.
Look, somebody's still moving. Why don't you get out?
You've seen this movie many times since 1974, but never with such disregard for good taste. Rush, an extraordinarily talented director, pulls off several high-speed pursuits which pushed the envelope in the mid-70s, and there are stunts here which would have made Chaplin and Keaton proud. We even get Caan chasing down perps on a motorcycle and getting his ass kicked by a transgender person. Maybe Rush was ahead of his time. Supposedly, both Caan and Arkin had no idea where the film was going during the shoot, and the narrative is truly secondary to their endless bickering and vehicular mayhem.
Stop the car. I want to get out. That's too fast. Jesus, I thought I left the old lady at home. But Dad.
Do you know how many phone calls I had in the last 15 minutes? I'm not talking about lawyers. I'm talking about the guys on our side. Do you want to hear the list? You want me to start with the lieutenant governor and work down? Or do you want me to start with the councilman and work up?
Freebie and the Bean are corrupt to the core, and though the concept of a maverick and a straight man is now as old as the hills, their dark hearts make this a singular film in a sea of imitations. Perhaps the closest in tone is the film which essentially popularized the buddy formula, Walter Hill's 48 Hours.
Now get this. We ain't partners, we ain't brothers, and we ain't friends. I'm putting you down and keeping you down until Gans is locked up or dead. And if Gans gets away, you're gonna be sorry you ever met me.
I'm already sorry.
The 1982 classic could be called the Friday the 13th to Freebie's Halloween, and the 80s would see a buddy cop explosion. Would we have Lethal Weapon without Freebie and the Bean? Would we have Rush Hour? It is honestly up for debate.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Whatever the case, the subgenre is still going strong to this day, occasionally tweaking the formula a la Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, but mostly playing the same notes Rush hit 5 decades ago.
Unauthorized use of a city vehicle, reckless endangerment of property and lives, use of a non-regulation firearm, flippant and tasteless verbal remarks.
That was me.
And 18 parking tickets so far this month.
Intelligence squad? You're not fit to guard the fish at the aquarium.
Savaged by critics on its release, Freebie and the Bean nevertheless became a box office success, and the one and only Stanley Kubrick called it the best film of 1974. Quentin Tarantino would also refer to it as a masterpiece, and it's hard not to see the influence on his roguish characters. Riggs and Murtaugh they aren't, but you'll never forget Freebie and the Bean.
Thank you.